Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. We're on page 178 at the bottom, and where we finished was Narada Muni had a conversation with Durvasa Rishi, and now the next thing is about to start, which is Tisra Anshashan Vaashna hai, yaane karm karne ki Vaashna, ye karm pi karne hai, ye karm pi karne hai, jo Nidagh raje ko hoti pe. So they're saying the third type of desire is wanting to do good actions all the time. So this happened to someone called Nidagh Raja, so the King Nidagh. विष्णु पुराण में प्रसंग आता है, comes in the विष्णु पुराण ग्रंथ. एक निदाग राजा था, उसका कर्म करने में दृढ़ श्रद्धा पैदा हो गई. सारा दिन कर्म करता रहे, ईश्वर ध्यान और सत्संग करने का उसको कोई समय ना मिले. ऋभु मुनि ने राजे को पुनः पुनः समझाया और कहा कर्म से फेर फेर जन्म पाएगा. So this Raja, all he wanted to do was do good actions all the time, and he didn't then do any meditation or any satsang. And then someone called Rebhu Muni, another sant, tried to make him understand that just by doing actions you will not get to where you need to go, and you'll get stuck in the life and death cycle of births. Sast Ved Bake Kharo Pai Karma Karho Sansari Pakhand Mel Nachu Ki Pai Antar Mel Vakari Enemy the Dubi Makri Pai Udi Sirka Pari. So this is Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji saying these Shastra, the Veds, they tell you to do these actions in the world, and then the Pandits who practice this, they don't remove their male, and the male that's within their minds, internal male. So the actions can do external stuff, but it can't do internal stuff. And it's talking about a makri. A makri is a spider. So a spider, when it webs itself, sometimes it does in its own web. So it's saying it's like that. It's not actually leading to anything, doing these things. So the next shabd is by Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji as well. So asa mansa bandhani pai karma kutarm bandhakari pa pun jag jaya pai bin se na visare eh maya jag mohani pai karma sabhay vaikari san pandat karmakari jit karma sukh ubjay pai so atma tat bichari. So it's saying here, the arth for this is in the paragraph below. So saying the main meaning of this is He karmo ke karne wala pandit sravana karo. So saying Pandit is the Hindu priest, and saying you who practice these actions, listen to this, जिसके चिंतन करने से सुख पैदा होता है सो आत्म तत्व विचार है. So saying from what all peace and happiness, pleasure comes from is actually contemplating what the soul is and the true essence of God. इससे बिना जो कर्म है जिसको तुम करते हो सो संसार के देने वाली है. ये वार्ता शास्त्र खरा होके जाने वार वार पुकार कर रहा है. So it's saying, so if you just do these actions and without this Atma Chintan, that you'll get stuck in the world. And the Shastras, I say the Granths, Shastras compared to the Granths, all the scriptures, they're repeatedly teaching you this. इस प्रकार सारे शब्द का भाव है. So it's saying the whole shabd means this. So इस प्रकार ऋभु मुनि निदाघ राजा की कर्मों में जो अंधश्रद्धा सी सो हटा कर ब्रह्म चिंतन करता पाया और विशिष्ट रामायण में भी ऐसा प्रसंग आता है. So he's saying Rebhu Muni then convinced the Nidagh Raja, or tried to get him to believe that he should concentrate on God rather than just doing this on the action. So in Vishisht Ramayana, so Ramayana written by Vishisht, it's written as well. There's a story written as well, which they're going to start now. Dasoor ko karmo mein atyant ant shardha si. So this person called Dasoor, he had blind faith in doing actions, or karm karne vaste Dasoor suddh bhumi khojta paya. So to do good actions, what this Dasoor is looking for, is looking for pure land, or land which is purified in a sense, which has not got any sort of pollution or anything like that to it. परंतु शुद्ध भूमि नहीं मिली. So he didn't find land which was pure. तब उसको किसी महात्मा ने वेद मंत्र का उपदेश किया और कहा यह कर्म जिनको तू करने की इच्छा करता है ये जन्म के हेतु है. So he's saying he met a sadhu, and the sadhu said that the action that you're trying to do, find pure land, it's going to give you a place in birth and death, you're going to get stuck in the cycle. So there's a long pankti from Jivan Mukti Vivek, and the arth for that is here. Ehe jag rupi noka या पुल चुकी है, जिसके 16 ब्राह्मण ऋतुज और 2 यजमान होते हैं. Yeah, so it's saying this world is like a bridge that you have to get across. Yeah, it says 16 brahman ऋतुज. I'm not sure what that is. So it's saying 16 brahmans है ना, and then there's 2 यजमान होते हैं. वो क्या पता कुछ?
करता तू मेरा जजमान.
जजमान की जज देखने वाला? You don't know. Anyway, यानी 18 मनुष्यों करके किया हुआ जो यज्ञ रूपी कर्म है, ये कच्चा पुल है, पार नहीं पहुंचाएगा. So it's saying this world है ना, and these karma and these actions, it's like a false bridge है ना, it's not going to get you across the world. ये कर्म ही कल्याण करेगा, ऐसा मान करके जो प्रसन्न होते हैं वो मूर्ख है, वो मूढ़ फेर जन्म मरण को प्राप्त होते हैं. So he's saying those people who believe the actions. So you might thinking, what are they talking about, what actions? And that's what people think by doing Ishnan in 64 places and 68, what is it, Athat, 68, yeah, or doing these certain things and like doing yags, which are like certain ceremonies and that you can get your mukti done, but you can't, and that's what he's saying. These people are stupid and they're going to get stuck in this. अविद्या रूप कर्म में जो रात दिन लगे हुए हैं और फिर अपने को धीर और पंडित मान कर अभिमान करने वाले हैं. So he's saying in ignorance you do these actions and you do it night and day, and so you could even reflect on this as ourselves. I'm going to work and I'm thinking it's going to get us somewhere, but it doesn't in the end. But anyway, saying the pandits, they do ahankar, so they basically believe that they're doing the right thing and they get pride out of it. तथा अत्यंत कुटल गात के चाहने वाले हैं. Yeah, so it's saying they get a really bad place because of this as well. And वो नीच गात को प्राप्त होते हैं, जैसे अंधे को साथ जाने वाला अंधा जिस गात को प्राप्त होता है. So it's saying people who do these actions, it's like walking with someone who's blind, who doesn't know where they're going, and then falling into or falling about. That's how it's going to happen to you if you do these things. अविद्या रूप कर्म में जो रात दिन लगे हुए हैं और कर्म से ही अपने को कृतार्थ मानने वाले हैं. So he's saying, it's just repeating itself really, वो मूढ़ है. Yeah, so he's saying basically मूढ़ is what they're saying, he says मूढ़ here, but saying that they're stupid, और जिस राग के प्रभाव सो वो कर्मी लोग आत्म तत्व को नहीं जानते हैं. So he's saying to the love of these actions, they don't realize that the true essence is in contemplating the soul. वो ज्ञान करके जल्दी नीच लोक में गिर जाते हैं, and quickly they get thrown back onto earth. So some of these people might do good actions and go to the heavens. So we have some faiths which believe in women and wine, and if you want that you might get it, but then you get thrown back on earth. So it's only very temporary. सुरती सिमृत यानी यज्ञ दान और कुएं बोली तालाब लगाने वाले अपने को श्रेष्ठ मानने वाले हैं. So it's saying people in the world who give charity. Yes, if you look at the people in our Karma as well, some of them who are very famous is because they're doing running charities and people sing their praise, and then some of them, like it says here, kuwe boli talab, so saying some people set up like water facilities for people to drink, like it might be wells, might be anything else, and then these people think that they're great, श्रेष्ठ मानने वाले हैं और इससे परे और कोई कल्याण का साधन नहीं, and they think that there's no other way to get liberated, so they do these actions. ऐसे मानने वाले मूर्ख हैं. So saying these people who believe this are stupid, basically, वो स्वर्ग में जाकर पुण्य भोग कर यहाँ नीच जातियों को भोगते हैं. So he's saying they go to heavens and they enjoy themselves, then they get thrown back, and they become born, it says here, in lower castes, but for today's terms it'd be like they'd be born in bad conditions. सो दासूर की महात्मा ने कर्मों में श्रद्धा हटा कर ब्रह्म चिंतन कराया और सुखी कर दिया. तीसरी देह वासना है, वो भी 3 प्रकार की है. So Dasoor, by listening to this Mahatma, this great soul, he stopped believing in doing good actions, or doing actions like this, and he started doing contemplation on God, and he got peace and tranquility. And now the third Vaashna they're going to discuss is the Deha Vaashna. So it's looking after your body, or thinking you're beautiful or whatever it may be, and it's of 3 types. This is, पहली देह को आत्मा समझना. Yeah, so the first one is believing that this body is the soul. Yeah. दूसरी देह को के दोष दूर करन. Yeah. And the second one is trying to like get rid of imperfections. So blokes these days do makeup as well. Forget the women. Men are doing it, Hannah. So they're trying to get rid of imperfections in the body, Hannah. तीसरी देह में गुण धारण करना. Yeah. The third one is trying to be good with your body, Hannah. उसमें पहली जो वासना है देह को आत्मा समझना. So the first desire was thinking that this body is your soul, है ना. ये दूर वासना है क्योंकि देह आत्मा नहीं. So he's saying this is taking you away from God, है ना. The body isn't the soul, है ना. ये जार होने थे भूतों का कागज होने थे. So what it's talking about is कारज होने थे. जार होने थे भूतों का कारज होने थे. So what it's saying is basically the body is got no, it's like it's unconscious, Hannah. The body's only got consciousness because of the soul. So the body can't do anything without the soul. Yeah. So it's like this wood, Hannah. The body's really. So when someone dies, what happens? It just stays there, doesn't it? It doesn't do anything. It's inert, Hannah. Bhutton ka karaj hone te maap wali hone te. Yeah. So it's saying it can be measured. The body can, Hannah, and it increases and decreases in size. Yeah. ये अनुमान जान लेना याने देह आत्मा नहीं. So the atma doesn't have any of these qualities. The atma's got life in it, Hannah. It's also energy source and it moves. It doesn't go increase in size and go bigger or smaller, Hannah. Yeah, it's constant, Hannah. क्योंकि आत्मा चेतन है. So चेतन means it's basically it's conscious, Hannah. Yeah, देह जार है. आत्मा अजर अमर है अजूनी है. The soul, it says Ajar Amar, Hannah, basically saying it's immortal and it doesn't go into life and death, Hannah. Dehe janam marne wali hai. Yeah, so it's saying basically the body dies and gets born, Hannah. Panch tattva se paida hoti hai. So it's born from the 5 elements, Hannah. Jar means something which hasn't got consciousness in it.
Is it like dead?
Yeah. No. This is a jar vastu, the wood. Because it's not alive, it's not in a tree at the moment, yeah? A jar vastu is anything which hasn't got the soul in it, or God's power. It's inert, Hannah.
So is that like rocks and stuff?
Rocks, we believe they're part of Janasi Lakjun as well sometimes. They do have it, but generally, anything that you can see usually is jar. It's only like if it's walking and talking, it's got an atma in it, Hannah, in that sense, Hannah. Even though the atma is all pervasive, but the atma in this sense, the small soul like that, exists in that. That makes sense? Yes? No? पांच तत् को तन रच्यो जान हो चतर सुजान जेते उपजयो नानका लीन ताहे मेहमान. So saying the body is made from the 5 elements. Yeah. Jano chatur sujan. Believe these 5 elements to be very clever. Yeah. Jete upajaya lanaka leen tahe mehman, and the body, these 5 elements, it's come up from, it dies back into the earth, doesn't it? Back into the 5 elements. Doesn't matter how you perish, it doesn't matter if you burn the body, whatever you do with it, it's going to go back into the 5 elements. That's what happens, Atma maap rahat anant hai, but the atma, the soul, you can't measure it, and it's limitless, और शरीर 3.5 या 4 हाथ का होता है. So he's saying the body is only about like 3-4 is what it's saying, है ना. इस वास्ते शरीर आत्मा नहीं. Yes, for this reason the body isn't the soul. शरीर को आत्मा समझना केवल भरम है. So he's saying believing the body to be the soul is a doubt, है ना, wrong thing, है ना. तांते देह आत्मा है, यह वासना हटा देनी चाहिए. Yeah. So you should stop this thought that the believing that the body is the soul, Hannah. I'm not going to read this, Hannah. It says Jeevan Mukti Vivek Vaashna Ke Prakaran again. So the arth on this, Hannah, page 181, is it? Yeah. मैं देह हूँ, इस प्रकार की जो स्थिति जाने दृढ़ बुद्धि है, वो दृढ़ बुद्धि की काल सूत्र नाम नरक की देने वाली है. So it's saying by believing that your body is the soul, Hannah, and believing in it all the time and in the body, that you are the body, Hannah, that takes you, it's saying here, Hannah, to a hell, which is called Kal Sutra, Hannah. तथा बड़ी लहरा वाली वैतरणी नदी पी यही बुद्धि है. तथा यही बुद्धि असी पुत्र तलवार की न्याय तिखे पत्ते वाले वृक्षों की श्रेणी वाले याने माला है वो बुद्धि सारा यत्न लगा के त्याग करनी चाहिए. So he's saying that our intellect, we should get rid of it, Hannah, that believes that this body is what we are, Hannah. Yeah, and it's going to basically get us stuck in the world and get us stuck into all the things and the vices in the world, Hannah. बुद्धिमान पुरुष ने कभी भी उस बुद्धि को स्पर्श न करना. कुत्ते के मांस उठाने वाले चंडालनी की तरह मैं देह हूँ. इस दृढ़ बुद्धि करने से जो पाप होता है वो करोड़ों गौआं के मारने से पे नहीं होता. So it's saying that a dog, Hannah, might pick up some meat, yeah, and believe, Hannah, that that's what it's enjoying, Hannah, yeah, and it believes it's in that body, the dog does, and Hannah, that's what its life is, Hannah. That's what we're like in this world, it's saying, Hannah, that when we believe that we exist, Hannah, in this world and we're not the atma, and that fixation of that thought, Hannah, due to that we then make countless sins, Hannah. And what they're saying is, through this thinking of ours, Hannah, even if we killed like millions of cows, it's saying, Hannah, so the cow scene is like holy in the Indian system, Hannah. So even if you kill that many cows, yeah, you won't do that much paap as you do paap within your body, Hannah, thinking this, Hannah. दूसरी mal दूर करना वो भी दो प्रकार की है. So saying that the second part of this, Hannah, the second thing of your body, Hannah, is getting rid of your sins, Hannah. Ek lokak, ek vedak, Hannah. So it's saying one type of sin is doing it in the world, and one is like what the scriptures tell you, Hannah. दोनों रीत से देह की शुद्धि नहीं हो सकती क्योंकि लिखा है. So it's saying both ways the body can't get purified, and I said they've got some bhakti affirm nesh karma siddhi. And the translation is Mata ki kukh roop sathan karke pi deh shuddh hai. So it's saying even in the mother's womb, yeah, the body is impure, Hannah. There, it's in whatever's going on in there, and the blood and everything else, Hannah, that's in there. Mata pita ka rakht ret beej naam karan उस से भी देह अशुद्ध और जिनों के आश्रय यानी मल मूत्र के आश्रय जो देह खरी है उस से भी यह देह अशुद्ध है. So it's saying made from the mother's and father's egg and sperm, Hannah, and it's saying for that reason it's also not pure, Hannah. और जिनों के आश्रय यानी मल मूत्र के आश्रय जो देह खरी है उस से भी देह यह शुद्ध है. So it's saying your body also, you wee in it, yeah, and you got poo in it, yeah, and for that reason it can never be pure as well. और जो नौ द्वारों से चीज़ां निकलतियाँ रहतियाँ हैं उन करके भी देह अशुद्ध है. So saying the 9 doorways to your body, Hannah, basically they all excrement different things which are seen as impure or nice, Hannah. So for that reason your body isn't pure as well. Or so the 9 things, your 2 eyes, and you get in your eyes, your nose, you get snot, your mouth, if you don't brush your teeth your mouth stinks and you get bad breath, yeah, and then you got sweat, and then you got wee and poo in it, so you got that. Anyway, इन 5 हेतुओं से पंडित लोग इनको अशुद्ध कहते हैं. Yes, they're saying for this reason, and the pandits say it's not pure, Hannah. Yeah, and it's saying until the time you die, it's impure as well, Hannah. और मरण काल में भी अशुद्ध होने से देह अशुद्ध है. Yes, they're saying 5 things. I'm not sure what they're saying about the 5 things here, but anyway, देह अत्यंत मैला है, आत्मा अत्यंत निर्मल है. So it's saying that the body is very impure and the soul is very pure, is what it's saying. And दोनों का भाव यानी स्वरूप समझने पर फिर किसकी पवित्रता करी जाएगी. Yeah, स्वरूप समझने पर फिर भी. So he's saying if you understand this, then what have you got to purify? It's already pure, Hannah. You don't need to purify your body because the soul is pure. You can't purify your soul, is what it's saying, Hannah. No shiddar wali this, so we're on page 182. So it's saying the body with 9 doorways, Hannah. Se mail foote kat ki nyaya har samay girti rehti hai. So it's saying how a dish might break, Hannah, and then the contents of the dish spill out, Hannah. It's saying in the same way the contents of impurities keep coming out your 9 doorways of your body है ना इस वास्ते ना इसको बाहर से शुद्ध कर सकता है ना अंदर जो सो शुद्ध कर सकता है saying you can't purify your body externally or internally है ना तांते इसके शुद्ध करने की जो वासना है वह मलिन होने ते त्यागनी चाहिए saying you should relinquish your desire to purify this body है ना because it's of no avail तीसरी गुणा धान यानी गुणा का धारण करने वो भी लौकिक वैदिक रीत से 2 प्रकार की है saying the third one is trying to take on virtues है ना for the world or for what the scriptures are teaching अश्य वस्त्र भूषण पहने कर माला गले में डाल कर शरीर के सुंदर बना रखना ये लौकिक गुणा धान है सो तो पामार करते हैं yeah so it's saying wearing good clothes wearing jewellery yeah wearing things around your neck necklaces Anna yeah and thinking that you're making your body more beautiful Anna that these are the things that you're doing Anna in terms of this is what it's saying in terms of saying gunatan but it's not virtue really it's trying to make your body more beautiful and it's saying and this is wrong Anna यानी में अपने हृदय में क्षमा दया संतोष धारण धर्माता करते हैं saying in opposition to this people who are of good spiritual yearning Hannah what they do is they take on good qualities of forgiveness mercy contentment yeah rather than loving their body Hannah यानी मैं अपने हृदय में क्षमा दया संतोष धारण करूं yeah so he's saying you should do this instead and you say I'll take on these virtues Hannah हाथों से संतों की सेवा करो so you do सेवा of sants or guru sikhs and with your hands नेत्रों से संतों का दर्शन करो so with your eyes you look at darshan of Mahapurkhs or good Guru Sikhs people of a good spiritual nature rather than watching people doing bad things कानों से हार जास श्रवण करो and through your ears listen to the praises of God not सिद्धू मूसे वाले anyway ये वैदिक गुणातान है yeah so this is the what the scriptures are teaching पर ये भी 5 के कोशों is it kesh what do you say that is it कोशों है कोशों दा होना ना इत्थे सारा गलत लिखिया केशों इत्थे लिखिया कोशों दा होना 5 कोशों में अभिमान करने से होता है या ते मलन है जगियासु को यह मलन वासना त्याग के शुभ वासना धारण करनी चाहिए saying even doing these things in your body taking on these good virtues that's also stuck in the 5 like 5 envelopes yeah
the 5
yeah 5 ke koshon so it's like basically saying you're still stuck in 5 you know the Russian dolls yeah so it's 5 coverings that's what it is which are hiding your atma so what it's saying is even doing these good things it's part of those 5 so the first course is your body your physical body that's the first one so it's 5 layers to get to the atma so it's saying that but it's going to go into that sooner or later in there anyway but I ain't going to go into that at the moment where we gone now kithe gaya 5 कोश की याने मैं असंग क्रिय विनाशी अमर अजर अमर भरपूर ब्रह्म हूँ इस प्रकार की शुभ वासना करनी चाहिए so saying what you should do is believe that you're unattached to the world that you're immortal that you never leave that you live here and that basically you're one with the God who exists in everything and if you do that yeah that's where you get mukti so it's saying in opposition to what they've described above भोग वासना ज्ञान नहीं होने देती but your desire to enjoy doesn't allow you to do this doesn't allow you to get wisdom इस वास्ते गीता के 6वें अध्याय में योग भ्रष्ट को वासना के प्रभाव से परलोक में और इस लोक में जन्म लिखा है so it's saying in the 6th chapter or something of the Gita yeah it's saying that because of this Vaashna that you get ruined this your next afterlife and this world as well तथा वासना विदे मुक्त भी नहीं होने देती so it's saying so this is there's 2 versions of mukti that are described in this so it's saying even if you get mukti because of this Vaashna wanting to enjoy you still don't get mukti without a body you get mukti but you still have to come back even though you've got wisdom Vyas Bhagwan ne aap khud likha hai so in Vyas who's written all these granths in the Hindu religion he's written this himself है ना कि मेरे को कारण पड़े की इच्छा होती पे. So he's saying he describes himself with Vyas does है ना that he wanted to still live in the world and enjoy है ना. इस वास्ते विदेह मुक्त होने में एक कल्प की देर हो गई. Yeah, for this reason he was then sent back into like being born again है ना, or in his life है ना, for another kalp है ना. चारे युग, so he didn't get mukti without being reborn basically है ना. चारे युग हजार वारी जब तक ना गुजरेंगे तब तक विदेह मुक्त नहीं हो सकेंगा. So he's saying until the 4 yugs don't come again 1,000 times, yeah, until then he won't get complete mukti है ना without a body. Yeah. और विशिष्ट मुनि ने भी रामचंद्र महाराज को वासना त्याग का महात्मा कहा है. So he's saying Vashishta Muni is also taught Ramchandra as well this as well, and this is in Jivan Mukti Vivek Vaashna Karan. It's the same Granth, all these artha in this one that we read today. Alright, so we're going to do this and we're going to finish. Vashishta ji kehte hai, hey Ram ji. Yes, so Vashishta Muni is Ram's guru. He's saying to him, पूर्व पर करण से ये निश्चय करना वासना से जीव बद्धा रहता है. So he's saying, believe in what I've taught you in this chapter, and the person remains stuck in desires and for the world. इस वास्ते आप जल्दी ही विवेक से निर्वासना भाव में मन को ले आओ. Yeah, so he's saying, bring your mind into a state of thinking, yeah, which is seeing what's true and what's not, and what's permanent and what's not, है ना. Yeah, and destroy all your desires, है ना. भली प्रकार सत वास्तु के विचार करने से वासना लय हो जातियां हैं. Yeah, so he's saying if you believe in the truth, yeah, then your desires just go away, है ना. वासना के लय से चित्त शांत को प्राप्त होता है, अडोल हो जाता है. So he's saying if you destroy those desires, है then you get peace anyway, है and you get unwaveringness, है so you can easily go into meditation, है and be at peace. Vayu rahat sathan mein deepak vat. Yeah, so it's saying it's like a candle existing in a place where there's no wind, है so it just keeps burning. So that's what it's saying, है जो जागृत में भी सुख पत की न्याय रहता है. So he's saying that person, so Sakopati is deep sleep, है yeah. So it's saying is that person who while awake is as if they're in deep sleep, so they're just re-energizing themselves, है but they're not actually getting involved in anything that's happening, है जागत where's it gone? किथे गया जो जागृत में भी सुखोपत की न्याय रहता है और जिसको जागृत के पदार्थ भान नहीं होते, ऐसा जो लीन वृत्त वाला विद्वान है और वासना रहित जिसको ज्ञान है, सो जीवन मुक्त कहा जाता है. So saying that person is जीवन मुक्त who lives in the world, है and doesn't enjoy the things in the world, है who's always in his ज्ञान स्वरूप, है always in wisdom, है that none of this exists, है and just functions in the world but actually isn't affected by anything in there, है जो पुरुष जागता हुआ भी सुखोपति की न्याय भाव वृत्तियों के से लीन चित्त रहता है, 16 कला संपन्न चंद्रमा की न्याय जिसका चित्त खिरया और शांत रहता है, सो विद्वानों करके पूजने लायक जीवन मुक्त कहलाता है. So he's saying the same thing. So basically they're one with God, है and they've got all the powers. इस वास्ते है बुद्धिमान राम जी जो पुरुष सर्व वासना को हृदय से त्याग कर विखेप रहित स्थित होता है, सो जीवन मुक्त साक्षात परमेश्वर है. So he's saying that person is actually God himself, because he's got this peace, who's done this, what Vashishta Muni is explaining to Ram, who's destroyed all of their desires, and is free of being unstable, yeah. हृदय से जिसने सर्व वासना का त्याग करया है, ऐसे उत्तम आशय सिद्धांत वाला जीवन मुक्त पुरुष समाध अथवा कर्म करे वो सर्वथा मुक्त है. So he's saying that person has got mukti hai, and doesn't matter if they do anything or they don't, है ना, they don't have to interact with the world. जिसका मन वासना रहित हो चुका है उसको कर्मों से व कर्मों के त्याग संन्यास से या समाध सेवा जप करने से कोई प्रयोजन सिद्ध होवे नहीं, यानी उन साधनों के करने की उनकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. So saying this person who's got to this stage and doesn't need to do anything, doesn't need to do a samadhi, doesn't need to do seva, doesn't need to do jap tap, doesn't need to relinquish anything, doesn't need to take anything on, है ना. हमने आप भी समग्र शास्त्र विचार लिए है और दूसरे विद्वानों के साथ मिलकर भी परस्पर विचार करा है. So he's saying, I've also looked at all of the scriptures and contemplated on them and discussed it with other great scholars, है ना. सार यह निकाला है कि वासना के त्याग रूप मौन से. So he's saying what's come out of this, the true essence of all these discussions that I've had, is that you should give up all of your desires, है ना, and become like a person who doesn't speak, है ना. She's basically free of speech, है ना, so it's free of all desires, है ना. बड़े और कोई उत्तम पद भी नहीं, and there's no higher stage than that. वासना ही बंधन है, so he's saying desires are an obstacle and they stop us. ताते वासना को त्याग कर मुक्त हो जाओ, so he's saying give them up and can become liberated. वासना के त्याग का साधन सद उपदेश करने वाला गुरु ही है. So he's saying desires is your guru, Hana, and he'll get you across the road. And that's the end of this Vaashna Bandhan. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.